And finally, Tacoma Rail has found a way to help 2 national railroads save cost and reduce their carbon footprint. It is also helping the Port of Tacoma remain competitive and providing Tacoma's municipally owned freight railroad a much-needed revenue boost. John Phillips has the story.
At the Tacoma Rail switching yard on Tacoma's Tide Flats, the bright red and white locomotives of the municipally owned freight railroad seem far outnumbered by the yellow and orange of 2 Class 1 national railroads.
We'll switch it over to track 1.
Tacoma Rail's locomotive mechanics tend to an astonishing 400 of these Union Pacific and BNSF railway locomotives each month. For decades, Tacoma Rail has supported its entire operation by assembling trains of intermodal shipping containers, autos, and oil tank cars, and delivering them to the national railroads. Now Tacoma Rail's latest business line is running a big service station for locomotives.
We go through and check fluids, we check the brakes, we go through the cabs, we clean the cabs, get them set up, the leaders, sanding, pretty much anything that would need to be done before it departs from here.
Fueling, engine inspections, checking horns and wipers, even polishing the windows are all part of a light servicing they now do after the national railroads drop off trains in the South Sound and prepare to head cross-country with newly serviced trains.
The UP would have to go to Seattle to service their locomotives, which would be probably a 4 to 6 hour turnaround time, where the trains would have to sit here and wait for that power.
It takes a minimum of an hour to ready a locomotive here in Tacoma. The service helps cut costs, save time, and reduce emissions for the Union Pacific and BNSF. It also boosts revenue for Tacoma Rail, which got some bad news earlier this year. A group of overseas container shippers moved their operations from the Port of Tacoma to Seattle. Tacoma Rail took a $500,000 a month hit with the lost shipping business.
Reduced our container volumes from a record high in April down to about Great Recession level volumes in May, and probably about a 20% reduction in business overnight.
The extra rail servicing helps Tacoma Rail and its 116 employees cushion the lost shipping business and lessens the potential for staff reductions.
It was a blessing just for the fact that it helps the port. We're competitive, being able to get the trains in and get them out a lot quicker and not having to wait.
Locomotive servicing is helping Tacoma Rail get through a downturn and making the national railroads more efficient. For Tacoma Report, I'm John Phillips.
Since the locomotive servicing business line began, Tacoma Rail has been able to hire more mechanics. They also maintain Tacoma Rail's 16 locomotives.